Hello.
Welcome. I'm having to turn on lights now because it's getting darker earlier. So hopefully you can see me. Maybe I'll try to do a little bit of different lighting here. Not so backlit. Is that better? Yeah, okay. Hello. So today for class, it's going to be a breathing exercise class. So just a breath series. Not really, we'll do a little bit of asana just to kind of help open up the body a little bit, just because we're going to be sitting. So, but most of it's going to be just a hatha breath techniques that I was taught in my hatha training by a teacher of mine called Amanda Bhairava. Amazing human being. So we'll kind of go through that series. There is one I'm going to leave out just because I'm pregnant and I really can't demonstrate it at all. And it's something that needs to be demonstrated to get, but it's the Nowli, which is basically when you see before, people like really sucking their stomachs really, really hard. And it's kind of like that hollow stomach. That's Nowli breath. So that's it's a yogic technique. It's the yogic breath, and then people can actually roll their abdomen, and it helps kind of roll your digestive system and organs, and it's really good for you. I can't do the rolling yet, but I can do the hold on that breath. So it's just something that you really have to see. Anyway, moving on to the things that I can teach you and do. Yeah, pranayama is one of the parts of yoga that make up the whole of what yoga is. It's not just, I said this before and practice it, but it's not just asana, it's not just moving the body and doing those postures. That's not just what yoga is. That is a small fraction upon what yoga is. Yoga really is so many things, and really at the root, it's something that you are practicing on and off the mat. It's not just something that you come into your mat and that's when you practice yoga. Eventually, you get into the mindset and to the being that you are walking around day-to-day life doing yoga. A walk in the forest is doing yoga. And this is so much yoga for just these breathing techniques is yoga. And it's these techniques that are super powerful. I found myself getting to certain places in my yogic practice because of these breath techniques and just breathing in general that I've never been able to get to in my asana practice. So just food for thought. Anyway, all right, well, let's get started. First, we'll just kind of come into the bodies like we always do. So close the eyes down, hands on the knees, nice straight spine. You can flip the palms up. You can bring your hands into a mudra if you like. So Gyan Mudra is a good one. Spread your fingers out, touching, open up the hands. Cradle your hands in your lap wherever you find yourself today. But a nice straight spine. And just start deepening your breath. Inhale through the nose. Pulling the belly open, opening the chest. And then exhaling, pulling that belly button towards the back of the spine, completely exhaling. Don't strain the breath, just let it come naturally. to find yourself in that breath, just bring your awareness to your diaphragm. On the inhale, it comes down, pressing into the organs, opening up the chest. And the exhale, it rises back up. Take a deep inhale. Hold the breath gently, roll your eyes to that third eye. Take another little sip of air. And exhale, relax. Alright. Let's just grab onto the knees here. We're going to just do some spinal flex just to warm up the spine. Inhale, chest forward, tail one out. And exhale, curl the spine the other way. Inhale. And exhale. Kind of roll on your sit bones. Just moving from the shoulders down. And inhale forward. Shoulders back and down. Hold the breath. Take another sip of air. And exhale, relax back to that nice tall spine. Let's reach the arms up. Inhale. Press the palms together overhead. Exhale, bring the palms into the chest. Prayer pose. And we'll tune in one long Om here to begin our breathing series. Let's inhale deeply. Exhale out the mouth. And again, inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale for sound. Release the hands down in a comfortable position. Let's just switch the cross of our legs. So we'll kind of switch it up throughout, just so your legs don't go to sleep. And again, if you get tired of being cross-legged or it's not comfortable anymore, just switch it up. Sit on heels. Maybe sit on a pillow that can make it a little easier, or bolster or block, kind of elevate the hips up above the knees. But find a comfortable seat here. I'm just going to begin with the breathing technique, 3-part breath. So you're going to breathe in 3 parts, a 3-part inhale and then a 3-part exhale. The 3-part inhale, you're going to pull the breath into the belly first, then into the rib cage, and then into the collarbones. Basically using your whole lung, filling up your whole lung. And then when you exhale, you're going to exhale out your collarbone, exhale the ribs, and then exhale the belly. So just keep in mind, don't take like a huge breath into the belly first and then you're like, eep, eep, with the other 2. Try to even it out so you're really evenly opening up your lungs. Your lungs start at your collarbones, not even a little bit above. I mean, they're like right here. So we kind of forget that we have that space up there. And we also forget that we have space in the sides of our ribs. It's not all just chest in the front. You have space in the back of your ribs to breathe into. Just kind of keep that in mind when you're filling your 3 parts. And you're also taking kind of a little pause in between each inhale or exhale. So let's begin. I'll kind of guide you through and then we'll let you do it on your own. So let's inhale, pause, inhale, chest, pause, inhale, collarbone, pause, exhale, collarbone, exhale, ribcage, exhale, belly, inhale, belly, inhale, ribcage, inhale, collarbone, exhale, collarbone, exhale, ribcage, exhale, belly. Just slow down a little bit. Inhale, belly, inhale, ribcage, inhale, collarbone, exhale, collarbone, exhale, ribcage, exhale, belly. Continue on your own. So really simple, easy breath in. Don't strain the body, don't strain the lungs. Just kind of warming up your body, really getting used to what your breath feels like in your body. Really good for relaxation, centering. Just a very simple 3-part breath. Inhale deeply through the nose. Hold it back gently. Roll the aspect third eye. Take another sip of air. And exhale, relax. Alright, the next breath I'm going to teach you, it's more of a Kundalini breath than Hatha, just because I'm more comfortable teaching the Kundalini version, because I done it for longer. But it's a breath of fire. In Hatha, it's called skull shining breath. It's very, very, very similar. The kind of differences with the breath of fire that I'm going to teach, it's something you can do for extended periods of time. Whereas in Hatha, the skull shining breath, it's different because you kind of keep pulling up on the diaphragm, so it's only something that you can sustain for a certain amount of time. Where breath of fire is more of an in out, in out, in out that you can sustain for longer if you can do it really well. If this is your first time doing it or don't do it very often, it's a definite learning curve and muscle memory, so don't get impatient or frustrated if you're like, I don't get this breath, it does not feel right. So if you are pregnant or are on your moon cycle, maybe sit this out. I'm just going to demonstrate quickly, and then I'm not going to do it the whole time with you. But because it builds a lot of fire in the belly, so during moon, especially during pregnancy, you don't really want to do that. If not, let's try it again. So it's a quick and rapid inhale, exhale through the nose. When you exhale, you're pushing the belly button in towards the back of the spine. You kind of force that air up the nose, and then the inhale should go automatically. So it's something like this. Another way to get it, pant through the mouth. Close the mouth, just do that through the nose. Your belly should be pumping on this. So whenever you're ready, just begin that breath of fire and close the eyes down if you like, hands on the knees, nice tall straight spine. If you fall out of it or kind of start getting lightheaded, just take a few deep breaths. Get back to that breath and then maybe try it again. Just a little bit longer. And inhale deeply. Hold the breath, roll the eyes that third eye, take another sip of air. And exhale, relax. And breathe through the nose. Now we're going to do one more round. So whenever you're ready, begin. And it also helps to place the hands on the belly too to kind of feel it coming in and out. Almost there. Keep going if you can. And take a nice deep inhale. Hold the breath, roll the eyes that third eye, take another sip of air. And exhale, relax. When you're ready, come up to sitting on your heels, knees bent. If that's painful for you or not something that you're really comfortable, you can take a pillow, place it between the heels and kind of sit on the pillow or a block as well. Or again, you can just go into easy pose if that's better. But if you can sit on the heels, go for it. I'm going to place the hands on the thighs. Just going to kind of warm up for this next breath. We're going to inhale, lift the chin, bring the head back through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, stick the tongue out. Bring the chin to the chest. And keep going, breathing them in. Do a couple more. Inhale, nice straight spine. Exhale out the nose, relax. So, some of you might be familiar with that breath. It's been called lion's breath when you've done it in like an asana class or regular yoga class. A lot of times they do it in like Kali, like that, or just to kind of warm up the body. Technically, lion's breath is a little more intricate than that. I'm going to show you like the lion's, or what I was taught as the lion's breath. Not saying that's not lion's breath or anything, but the lion's breath as an actual pranayama is a little more intricate. There's a few more layers to it, and it's done a little differently. So we're going to start. We're going to bring the fingertips on the ground. We're going to rest the hands on the knees. So we're kind of leaning forward here. Chest is nice and open. And the neutral position for this is here, and then you're going to stare with your eyes at one point, so eyes are gently open. It's sitting on a point ahead of you, preferably not your computer screen or me. So something else if you can. And then you're going to open up the mouth very gently and just kind of let the jaw hang and let the tongue kind of just hang out the mouth. Not like that, to do that, but just like a really gentle face is just very relaxed. And then breathing through the mouth here. And then to prepare for lion's breath, you're going to take a big, big inhale through the mouth. You're going to hold the breath, stick the tongue out as far as you can out of your mouth, and bulge the eyes and try to roll the eyes into the back of the head. So it looks really goofy, but it looks something like this. And then the palms come up. So the hands come up off the ground, the fingertips still resting on the knees, but the fingertips come up. So this is the breath as you're holding that inhale. And you hold that inhale till you cannot anymore, and then you let that air out, any last bit of air out through the mouth at the end, and then return back to neutral. Hands come down, tongue goes back in the mouth, eyes relax. So that's lion's breath. So we're going to do 3 rounds of it. I will talk you through it because it's a lot to kind of remember as you're like bulging your eyes and you have your tongue in your mouth and you're holding your breath. So I will cue you the best I can. Again, I believe moon cycle, you're okay with this if it's something that you're just like, I don't feel like doing because it's holding the breath and straining that breath. Maybe just don't do it. Pregnant as well. I've been told not to do it as well. So again, I'm going to just demonstrate for you and talk you through it. But yeah, that sort of thing. If you have any sort of that going on, again, this one might not be a good idea. So fingertips towards the ground. Let's do our neutral position. Inhale deeply through the mouth. Hold the breath, lift the fingertips, stick out the tongue, roll the eyes out, bulge the eyes, roll up the top of the skull, hold the breath. Hold. And when you really can't hold anymore, just let it out. And return your neutral. All right, let's do another round. When you're ready, inhale through the mouth. Hold the breath, fingertips up, tongue out, eyes bulge, roll the back of the head, hold the breath. Try to stick the tongue out as much as you can. Hold. When you can't anymore, let it out. And return to neutral. Stay neutral. We're going to do one more round. This breath is so good for, like if you're going to fight with somebody, you just like take a breath and go, take a break, go do this breath. Really good for teenagers, apparently. I don't have teenagers, but me as thinking back at me as a teenager, I really probably could have used this breath. It's just such a good way to just like release. You let the land claws out and just releasing anxiety, releasing tension. It's really great for that. So, last round, fingertips, neutral position. Fixated on that point. And when you're ready, take a deep inhale through the mouth. Hold the breath, palms up, stick the tongue out, bulge the eyes, roll the back of the head, hold. Really everything back out. Get out. Hold that up. And then whenever you feel you're ready, give that last little push out. And return to neutral. And come on up, put the hands on the thighs. Nice tall straight spine. Close the eyes down here. Just take a few deep breaths through the nose. And let's come to seated with the legs straight out in front of us. We're just gonna move the legs a little bit since we've been, seated for a while. So let's inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the hands to touch the toes, ankles, or the shins. You're gonna inhale, open the chest here. Exhale, lower the elbows towards the mat and fold forward. Inhale up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale. Exhale, forward. And continue. up. Exhale, fold forward, kind of let gravity do the work here. Breathe deeply. Come on up and let's return to a cross-legged seat. Either sit on the pillow or the floor, wherever you're comfortable. The last breathing technique I'm going to show you is alternate nostril breathing. I'm going to teach the, my hand motion is actually one I was taught in my Kundalini. Again, because I just feel more comfortable teaching that way, because that's how I do it. But that's literally the only difference. The same alternate nostril breathing is the same in Kundalini as I was taught in Hatha. There was just a different hand mudra when you exchange your nostrils, just to keep in mind. I'm going to just teach the one that I do. So, alternate nostril breathing. A lot of the times we breathe through one nostril more dominantly than the other. I was told that that switches about every 9 minutes, but that also depends on where your mind's at or where your body's at. So, if you really need to be very focused and alert, that right nostril, you're probably going to be breathing. A little more introspective, relaxed, calm, left nostril is where you're going to be breathing. So, just as an experiment, maybe throughout the day, just if you remind yourself, just check throughout the day, one over the other. So this is a really good way to kind of balance those nostrils and that nostril breathing, because balancing the hemispheres of the brain. So right hemisphere and left hemisphere of the brain, right side of the body, left side of the body, which is left side of the body is controlled by right side, as we know, right side is controlled by left side. So when we do right nostril breathing, we're feeding that left side of our brain, which is, that's where we do all the hardcore number crunching, critical thinking, focus. That's where that's housed. Left nostril breathing, left side of the body is right brain, which is more of that creative, kind of free flowing, I would say, calming energy. Left is associated also with the moon energy, the right's associated with sun energy, heat on the right side, cooling on the left. So this is just bringing all those together to be able to balance the brain, so you can be alert but calm. It's kind of my favorite way that it was described to me. You're just in that state where you are very calm, centered, but you're alert. You're able to think critically, or think analytically as well, but you're from a place of centeredness. So they also, these techniques can also be done just exclusively breathing through the left nostril or the right, depending on kind of what you need. I use left nostril breathing all the time. I'll cover my right nostril, just breathe through the left to try to help me get to sleep, or really calm me down. And it works really well. So for kind of just future ones, you learn this, I can utilize those, what I've learned about right and left side, maybe alter how I might feel, or that sort of thing, or relax myself, or give myself a little more energy. So alternate nostril breathing go. We will start, let's take the right hand, we're going to place the left hand on the knee, right hand up, we're going to take the thumb, we're going to cover the right nostril. You're going to inhale through the left nostril. Hold the breath gently. Make a U with the hand and just bring that pinky over to the left nostril. Cover the left nostril, exhale out the right. Inhale through the right. Make that U back again, thumb on the right nostril, exhale out the left. Inhale through the left. Switch. Exhale out the right. Inhale through the right. Switch. So you're always switching your nostril at the top of the inhale. And now I'm just going to count for breaths. So let's inhale through the right. 2, 3, 4. Switch. Exhale out the left. 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the left. 2, 3, 4. Exhale out the right. 2, 3, 4. Close the eyes down. Inhale to the right. 2, 3, 4. Exhale out the left. 2, 3, 4. Continue this way of breathing. Count on your own, whatever count you would like. Just make sure it's even. Even inhales, even exhales, same amount of time. I always find it's helpful, and I was taught too by Anna actually, that the slower you count, the more calm you are. So you might not count as high as you like for as long as you want to be breathing. You know, inhaling deep, or inhaling for as long as you want, exhaling for as long as you want. You're still doing the same amount, but it's in a more calm tone, is what we used to say. So I would try just slowing down your counting. It doesn't even have to be a second, like an exact second. Just maybe slowing down the counting, doing a count of 4 instead of like a fast count of 8. Again, you're not straining or stressing. This breath comes easily. Definitely breathe deep. Exhale completely. But if you find yourself kind of pushing or straining at either end, just back off a little bit. You can continue breathing this way, equal in, equal out. If you want to add, you can inhale 4 counts, hold 4 counts at the top of the breath, exhale 4 counts, inhale 4 counts, hold 4 counts, exhale 4 counts, or just keep what you're doing. That's a little too much. Again, if you're really straining to hold those 4 counts, maybe just back off a little bit. If you want to add another layer, inhale 4 counts, hold 4 counts, exhale 4 counts. Leave all the breath out for 4 counts. Then inhale 4 counts, hold 4 counts, exhale 4 counts. At the bottom of that exhale, 4 counts around, holding the breath both in and out. So holding the breath at the top for 4 counts and at the bottom for 4 counts. That's the last one I'm going to prompt. There then is where you take ratios and you maybe inhale 4, hold for 6 or 8, exhale for 4, hold. You can start kind of adding on the breath retention. Breath retention is very beneficial and important to learn in your yoga practice. With pranayama, it's a huge part of pranayama, but it's also something you don't want to just dive into right away if you're, again, straining that breath. It's something you kind of want to experiment with once you really get the breathing down, the breathing techniques down, and feel really comfortable in your breath. Then you can kind of start the retention and holding of the breath in different parts. But that's another class. So right now, just continue wherever you're at with your alternate nostril breathing. Might just be in and out, might be holding the top, holding the top and the bottom, whatever you're doing. Just let's take the last minute and breathe into those alternate nostrils. And you are ready. And you have exhaled out your left nostril. At the bottom of exhaling out your left nostril, you can move your hand. Inhale through both nostrils. And exhale through both nostrils. And just sit tall, breathing deeply through both nostrils. Eyes closed down. And just take a moment and again, bring your attention to your diaphragm moving up and down with the breath. Creating space for the air as you inhale. Gently pushing the air out as you exhale. And maybe you found a different space in your lungs to put that air when you inhale, or a different way of pushing that air out when you exhale to get more out. breath, roll the eyes to that third eye. Take another sip of air. And exhale. Bring the palms together, rub together, create a little bit of heat. Place the palms in prayer, chest. Nice tall spine, eyes closed down. Thank you for coming to your mat today, breathing into your bodies, learning how to breathe. I hope you learned something more about your body and how your body breathes today. Because sometimes it's just something as little as changing the way you breathe. Just being aware of how you're breathing in a certain situation, changing it, maybe breathing in a way that your body's not used to. Change your mindset, to make you calmer, to make you more aware. Loved, well liked, well peaced, well. Let's close our practice by taking a nice deep inhale through the nose. Bowing forehead forward, forehead towards the mat, exhaling. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you another time. Thank you.